That's so neat because she writes it out for you. It's a dictated letter is what it is. She writes it out for you on your email, and she writes it out for you on Jackson's email. Therefore, you can make as many copies as you want, and you can send it to as many people as you want by email or by letter. And then what do we have to do? We have to do the U.S. mail. Thank you, USA. Thank you, U.S. mail. Thank you, Social Security. Thank you that there's no war in our land. Thank you that there's no war on everybody's land, that there should be no war on everybody's land. Terrible. Thank you. Bad thought, Glendora. Bad thought. The article to the advertiser has gone in, and we wrote an article saying, Glendora, are you going to sue? No. And all the reasons why. Hello?
Hi, Glendora. It's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
I wanted to let you know that I got up early in the morning and came home. I thought you were up, and I was saying, Glendora, Glendora, but you didn't answer. So I'll be there at 10.
What time did you leave here?
It was like 3:30, something like that.
And why did you do that, honey?
Because I wanted to come home. I mean, I stayed overnight. Is something the matter with that? Glendora? Glendora?
Yes, I'm Glendora, and you're Wendy.
Yes. So I'll see you at 10.
Okay, I'm glad of that, and thank you very much for those callus pads.
Oh, how does your feet feel?
Oh, they feel good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And I was thrilled that you got the disclaimer started.
Oh, good. Yeah. So we have more of that to do today, right?
Yeah, I would like to finish. Who was it? West Hartford and Hudson, and then there's only one other disclaimer, and that's Staten Island, and then we'll be done those.
Okay.
They're the hardest ones to do, hon. So once you've done those, you're really around the corner.
Okay, that's good. A few other things. Did you think about who you want to do the moving?
Yes, I've thought about that a lot. And about your friend James Fleischman, I don't want him going out there so soon after his knee operation. And we may be able to do James Fleischman later. After how long does a knee operation take to heal before you can use it normally?
I don't know.
I don't want him to endanger that. That would be terrible. And it's heavy lifting. And then I thought of the movers with the two good-looking men. I like the sound of them.
Yeah.
And then I thought I might even ask Michael to come back to his regular schedule, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, have you talked to Michael at all?
No, I haven't talked to him at all.
Huh.
I've just,
Yes, I don't know.
I've just thought about it.
Yeah. And then we have Dylan. We have Dylan. And
what about James? Isn't there James?
No, you already talked about him with the knee surgery.
Oh, isn't there another Jim? I thought there were two Jims.
You know, I think there is a Jim, but I don't. It depends on if we heard back from some people. We left messages also, so I don't know if they called back or not. You know.
And then I still want to find out whether there's any storage units available, and I may not take anything to the storage unit at all. I may not do the moving. I want somebody to go over and stand in front of column 7 and look at it and see if it's upright, and then lift box after box after box and see if it's sturdy and stable. If it's sturdy and stable and there's no mice in it, then I'll go on next day to column 8. So those are some other thoughts.
Yeah.
I might ask Pat if she wants to do that today. Pat went over and saw the museum Sunday after church, and she said it wasn't as bad as Michael said it was.
Oh, yeah, but didn't he do a lot of cleaning up?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I haven't sent an inspector.
But he did go over there. He spent 2 days over there cleaning it up. Maybe that's why it wasn't so bad.
Or maybe that's why it's worse.
Oh, I don't know. Right, I don't. Well, you said Pat. Wait, when did Michael didn't go there on Sunday, right?
No.
Friday and Saturday?
Yes.
Right. So Pat went on Sunday, so maybe Michael did a lot of cleaning up in there, is what I was saying. And that's why it was different from when Pat got there. Seemed better. That's a good sign that he was doing something. That's all I'm saying. Because he was cleaning supposedly Friday and Saturday there, right?
I don't know. He didn't give me a report. That was one bad thing he did. He went away and never told me what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's not answering his phone and he's not calling, so that's not good either.
But he's very, very good, and he's very versatile, and he's really good on the computer phone, and he's really good on the computer, and he's, of course, nobody can beat you on the video. He's good, though, on the video.
Yeah. Well...
No, you're 100% on the video. You really take care of that well.
Good. But the thing is you got to think about, unless, like you said, something happened, you know, he didn't call. He was supposed to come there yesterday, so...
Yes, of course, we still don't know whether he had a catastrophe or not.
Right. Right, you don't know. But it just seems weird. Well, whatever, we'll just see. Hopefully, I don't know.
Two things we have to do today is to bring up to date the log about the owners wanting Glendora to have somebody here. That has to be brought up to date, and then I would like to put notices on all of the tenants' doors. That would be 4 tenants. When you go to work in the morning and when you come home in the afternoon, would you please open Glendora's unlocked door and say, "Glendora, are you all right?" And Glendora will say yes, and that will appease the owners. That's another checkout that will appease the owners.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to write those 4 notices and put them on their doors before Wednesday night so that I can tell the owners that that's another appeasement for them.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 things are critical. I'd like to get those done.
Oh, I didn't realize there's 4 more apartments in there. I didn't realize that. I knew there was at least 3, but I never realized there was more.
The owners own the building across the driveway. That is. That's Tom, and then that's the woman upstairs.
Oh, I met Tom yesterday when I went out and fed the animals.
Oh, good. What did he say?
Huh?
And what did he say?
I just said, "Hi, I'm Wendy," and he said, "Hello, I'm Tom," and he was splitting wood. That was it.
Oh, he was splitting wood?
Yeah. 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 litter.
I wonder
There's some wood back there that need to be.
I wonder what he does with that.
I think it's for the whoever has the little campfire out there during the summer.
Oh, okay.
I think, I don't know. I didn't ask. I figured it's none of my business what he's doing. I don't even live there, you know what I mean? He doesn't even know who I am. Oh, hey, what are you doing with that wood? You're like, none of your business, lady. So, I don't know. They seem nice.
So, what do you think, folks? Should we move the museum to a storage unit, or should we just leave it intact until springtime when the mice leave and just clean up after them? What do you think? Okay. And then Pat comes, and if Pat would try to make the C, the compact disc player, which is a very expensive one and a very elaborate one, run on batteries instead of on AC, and if Pat would fix what's going on underneath the bed table, make sure that's all neat, and do the U.S. mail. And if Madeline will order 4 Olympus, they're $40 a piece. That's $160 from Amazon or from Walmart. And take care of that box out in the hall that Michael brought back from the museum. Do you think we should invite Michael back after he said he would be here at 8 o'clock Monday and never showed and no call? He costs $250 a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoons. Don't think anything bad. Love everybody. No selfishness. God's allness, wholeness, and goodness. And vegan.
No matter what the seeming might be. And then with a
Well now, folks, Veterans Day. Veterans Day. What a sacrifice. What horror. Franklin saw it. Franklin, Glendora's husband, for 48 years. Connubial bliss, conjugal joy. As I told you, he joined the Army in August of 1940, and in December, of 1941, was Pearl Harbor. And he was in the Army at Fort Devens and Governor's Island and Bristol, England, D-Day, June 6, 1944, through a year later, Victory in Europe Day in June of 1945, Veterans Day. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you all. Tonight is the meeting of the owners of this property and their ultimatum that Glendora either have somebody with her or she'll go to assisted living and all of its ramifications. Glendora played it wrong with her Christian Science practitioner. She shared with the practitioner that her museum had been invaded by mice, and the practitioner had no sympathy at all. She said that was material and it had no life of its own and it had no existence, and the practitioner lectured on it without interruption, and Glendora was polite not to interrupt her, but Glendora got more and more exercise, that there was no compassion there and there was no humanity there, and it didn't make any difference that the museum was, the papers were destroyed. I said, how would you feel if the manuscript of Science and Health was destroyed, the only copy of it, before it was ever brought to the public? No, that didn't make any difference. And there was a long silence on Glendora's part, and the practitioner said, what are you doing? And Glendora says, I'm trying not to listen. And that was definitely the wrong thing to say, Glendora. I'm sorry, I'm wrong throughout the whole thing. And that made her lose her possession, self-possession. And she said, then we'll talk tomorrow. And I said, no, I'm not going to talk tomorrow. And that's where it stands. I'm entirely wrong about it. Everything was wrong. It was selfishness. It was unloving. It was bad thought. It was not living the wholeness, oneness, and goodness of God. And I ended with something about vegan. It does bother me that Mary Baker Eddy did not know enough to be a vegan. It does bother me. I'm strengthened by the fact that Ellen White, a founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, knows enough to be a vegan. And that's where it stands. It's a terrible rupture, a terrible mess. And we'll have to see what happens in the future. And then this morning, when I'm dialing Robert Jackson, whose number, this is all by Braille. I can't see any numbers. It's just buttons, and it's all by Braille. And so I'm supposed to be dialing Robert Jackson, whose button is next to the practitioners, and I dialed the practitioner by mistake. I was horrified. I said that I would dialing Robert Jackson. We'll see what the future brings. We did read for a half an hour this morning, Wayne Collins and I, on people we knew, Mary Baker Eddy, and it was about building the church in Boston, and it filled up. So they built another church, and it filled up, and they kept building churches all around Boston, and they kept filling up. And one part of the article was about Mary Baker Eddy decided to go to the mother church. It was filled, and the celestial entrance of her from the back door down the aisle to the a chair where she would go and sit during the service, and the adoration of her flock. And what else did we read about? Wayne has 150 hymns that he recorded on a regular standard tape recorder cassette, and he wanted to make a copy and send it to Glendora to listen to. It would be very nice. But he couldn't get it to play over the phone. Big news. A chat with Glendora with its message. When all is said and done, the only thing that matters is how did you treat people, and I have a record of having treated people wrong. But the program for the last few days has been taken from the SD card to a DVD and duplicated and is ready to be packaged to be sent to, with a disclaimer, to Hudson TV and to West Hartford TV. Today we hope to do the disclaimer for Staten Island. Disclaimer. This TV station is not responsible for the content or production of this TV show, public access show, but Glendora is. Happily. Now, hold on. Is there anything else? The two little old ladies were on the airplane, and one of the old ladies said to the stewardess, "Is this flight faster than sound?" And the stewardess says, "No, not this one." And the little old lady says, "Good, 'cause we want to talk." 3 people were on an airplane. The plane began to falter. It was going to crash. And 3 people, and there were only 2 parachutes. One man was a minister, one person was a Boy Scout, and the third one was the smartest man in the world. And so the smartest man in the world says, "Well, I'm the smartest man."